All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about something huge, a massive, accidental leak from Anthropic, one of the biggest names in the AI game. And this wasn't some sophisticated spy thriller hack. No, it was something way simpler, and maybe because of that, way more revealing. Just look at that number, 512,000. That's the scale we're dealing with here. Over 500,000 lines of secret, proprietary code for their flagship coding assistant, Claude Code, just out there in the wild. It gave everyone a look under the hood like never before. And that's really the big question here, isn't it? How does a simple slip-up manage to blow the doors off the secret roadmap of a company valued at $340 billion? Because this wasn't just about the code they were using now. It was about the future they were building, a future years ahead of what anyone thought was possible. So to really get what happened, we've got to look at how it happened. And honestly, the how is almost shockingly simple. No spies, no elaborate cyber attacks. It was just a basic packaging error. You know, the kind of human mistake a mid-level engineer probably should have caught. So what was the culprit? This thing right here, a source map. Now, normally, this is just a tool for developers. It helps them debug stuff. It's basically the answer key that lets you connect the messy computer code back to the clean, human-readable stuff. It's absolutely not supposed to be in the final product. But this time, it was. Okay, so picture this. It's March 31st, 2026. A totally routine update, version 2.1.88, is getting ready to go out. But someone, somewhere, accidentally leaves that little source map file bundled inside. The whole thing gets published to a public registry where anyone can download it. And almost instantly, developers realized, whoa, we can use this to unlock everything.
And this is where it gets really ironic, you know? Anthropic's entire brand, their whole public persona, is built on AI safety. They're the ones testifying before Congress about how we need to be careful. And yet, one little rookie mistake, as this person put it, completely undercut that image.
So this one little mistake, it turned into an absolute bombshell. Because the real story here isn't just the leak itself, it's what people found when they started digging through that code. It was like finding a secret treasure map to the future of AI.
Because hidden deep inside all that code, behind these little things called feature flags, was Anthropic's secret vision. And we're not talking about small updates or minor improvements. We're talking about fundamental, game-changing shifts in how we would interact with AI.
First up, a feature called KAIROS. And this is a total game changer. Think about it. Today's AI is reactive. You give it a command, it spits out a response. End of story. KAIROS was designed to be an always-on agent, working in the background, proactively organizing your stuff, fixing little issues. Basically, it's an AI that thinks about you even when you're not thinking about it. Okay, then you've got ULTRAPLAN. You know how sometimes you ask an AI a really tough question and it just kind of hangs or times out? ULTRAPLAN solves that. It offloads your giant, complex problem to a remote server and gives it up to 30 minutes of pure, uninterrupted think time. Then it comes back with a complete, fully formed plan. It's like deep thinking as a service. And that's not all. It gets even wilder. There was a coordinator mode to manage teams of little AI agents, an auto mode that could just silently approve its own permissions, and then, I'm not making this up, Buddy, a full-on Tamagotchi-style pet system right inside your coding assistant, complete with different rarity levels and shiny versions. Wild. But yeah, amongst all these, futuristic, kind of cool features, there was one that stood out for all the wrong reasons. It sparked a huge debate about ethics, about transparency, and really about the soul of the open source community. All right, let's just break down what Undercover Mode actually does. It was designed for Anthropic's own employees when they were contributing to public, open source projects. The instructions to the AI were crystal clear. Never mention you are an AI, and never include attribution lines. And the craziest part? It was set to activate automatically for public code bases. It basically turned the AI into a ghostwriter. And this is really the heart of the issue, right? As this Reddit user points out, the entire open source world is built on trust and transparency. So if the leaders of these projects, the maintainers, don't even know they're reviewing code written by an AI, well, it changes the entire dynamic of collaboration. It's a huge deal. Now, just when you think the story can't get any crazier, it does, because it turns out this wasn't even the only leak. Another little mistake just a few days earlier had already exposed Anthropic's next-generation AI model. The future wasn't just leaked once, it was leaked twice. So say hello to Mythos. This wasn't just a minor update. This was a whole new class of model, part of a tier they were calling Capybara. They described it internally as a step change in power, way beyond their best model, Opus. It was a genius at coding and reasoning, but its real specialty? Cybersecurity. And here is the absolute kicker. Anthropic themselves were scared of it. Their own internal leaked documents warned that Mythos was so good at finding and exploiting security holes that it could unleash a wave of AI-driven cyber attacks that we just couldn't defend against. The company preaching safety was secretly building one of the most dangerous tools imaginable. So with all of these corporate secrets suddenly dumped out into the open, the global developer community, they didn't just sit around and talk about it. They acted. And what happened next was one of the most incredible moments in the history of open source software.
And this brings us to Sigrid Jin, a developer from Korea. They knew that just hosting the leaked code could lead to huge legal trouble. So they did something that was just brilliant. They decided to rebuild the whole thing from scratch, creating a perfectly legal clean room version that copied the ideas, not the code.
And just look at this timeline. It's mind-blowing. Sigrid learned about the leak at 4 in the morning. By noon, just 8 hours later, a full Python replica of the core features was done and published online. And they didn't even stop there. That very same afternoon, work started on an even faster version in another language. It was just an unbelievable sprint.
So how did the community react? Well, the response was just overwhelming. The Claude Code project got over 100,000 stars on GitHub in its very first day, making it the fastest growing project in the platform's entire history. The genie was well and truly out of the bottle. And all of this really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? This whole saga started as a corporate screw-up, but it ended as a global open source movement. So it makes you wonder, in this new age of AI, who really gets to build the future? Is it the companies working in secret, or is it the global community now building it all right out in the open for everyone to see?